welcome back to Technical Tip Tuesday. I'm Kayla McGowan, editor-in-chief, and today we are talking about some really fun stuff with our friends at iGuide. This month's technical tips are sponsored by our partners at iGuide, and we are joined by Kayla Terrio, National Account Executive at iGuide. Welcome, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's so weird feeling like I'm talking to myself. It's so awkward, but also so fun because it's you don't get to meet somebody named Kayla every day. So, to kind of start this off, we wanted to really be helpful with this technical tip Tuesday this month, and you and I chatted about this pretty extensively. So, how can proactively sharing a virtual tour and walking it in real time with the adjuster accelerate approvals, improve reserve accuracy, and reduce stress for the insured?
Yeah, well, just to give you a little background on me, Kayla, real quick, this will kind of lend to my understanding of restoration in our industry. I started in restoration in Louisiana many years ago, so I've been there, boots on the ground, and the technology we had then versus the technology that's commonplace now is it's a whole new workflow, a whole new set of challenges, but opportunities. And so I think it's so important with different restoration companies to understand the true value that they have within a 360 camera. A lot of companies think of a 360 solution simply for a means to an end to get a sketch. They don't have to sketch anymore, they don't have to measure, and they think of that. But there's so much value in the virtual tour itself. And speaking on, sharing it with an adjuster or someone else who's involved in the claim who perhaps can't be on site or maybe won't be on site for a few days. I think there's so much value in that. So back in my day, you would take hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of photos on a loss, put them into a PDF, name them, spend the time doing that. Now, within minutes after scanning a property, you can share a link to this 360 virtual tour with a desk adjuster, a file examiner, maybe a building consultant who's been brought in on the loss, and virtually walk with them through this link while you're on site. So that helps you, get maybe you need special approval for a unique situation, or just need to discuss your plan, what your team's going to be doing over the next few days, few weeks, if it's a large loss. But sharing that virtual tour link, scheduling a phone call or maybe a video call where you could physically, but virtually physically walk them through the loss, it's going to just aid in communication with all parties. It's going to help you get approvals faster, help maybe the carrier set a reserve quicker, maybe because of scheduling or especially in times of storm and cat events, there may be a delay in someone getting on site. So having eyes on the scene virtually, almost, within minutes or hours of you arriving, it's just invaluable to a carrier, to all parties invested. And what a great tool to be able to share and to communicate that way.
Yeah, and I would definitely say to your point, it gives you an opportunity as a restorer to really talk about what you're seeing, what you're going to do. And
Mhm.
to your point, you also said that sometimes, they can't come on site for days. And so work has already started at that point. So what they come and look at is not what you saw day of when you walked and took your 360 imagery and put in your notes and all that fun stuff. So I think it's really important to leverage our tools to their full capacity because you did mention most people don't leverage that, and you should, right? It's one, great for transparency. Two, it's a great way to communicate in real time and at the beginning of the project instead of at the end when you're trying to maybe defend or explain. And so I think it's really, really important for those of you listening to leverage your software and technology to its full capabilities because I think we hear this pretty frequently. I pay for this, but I don't really use it all the way. So this is one way you can utilize your tool in its full capacity. Well, Kayla, do you have anything else to add before we sign off?
Um, think about that. I could talk to you about this for hours. But yeah, just on what you're saying, utilize your technology. Try to think creatively about other aspects of using the tools like the virtual tour and remote viewing, getting approvals faster. I mean, all of this is a means to not just close out a job faster, but to get your insureds back to their homes, their businesses, their lives running pre-loss as it was, if not better, as soon as possible. So, yeah, just think creatively about some other things you could do with the different technologies we have now that just didn't exist or weren't commonplace years ago.
Yes, I agree. And it's only going to evolve. So thank you for tuning in to this week's technical tip. We'll see you next week. Take care.